The plane is one of the most impressive machines created by mankind. Every day, thousands of them soar through the skies, connecting people, cities, and countries across continents. Considered the safest transport in the world, although, ironically, many fear for their lives before boarding one. But have you ever wondered how a plane is made? How that set of pieces is transformed into an aircraft capable of flying at very high speeds and safely transporting hundreds of people without any margin for error? Today, we will travel to Washington, United States, home of the largest aircraft factory in the world. And it is no wonder. This gigantic plant is larger than the equivalent of 70 football fields and houses more than 35,000 workers. A real madness. Here we will see how each of the pieces is manufactured, how the huge parts of the plane are assembled, and how the essential systems are installed to make everything work perfectly. So, make yourself comfortable, because today we are going to discover the impressive manufacturing process of the most powerful machines in the world. Let's get started. Step number 1. The design of the plane. The first step in the manufacture of a plane is to design it. More than 10,000 engineers, designers, and experts work together to create one of the most complex and safe machines in the world. The first thing is to capture the ideas, but it's not just about making the plane look good. You have to make sure it is safe, efficient, and comfortable for passengers. For this, 3D design programs are used that allow simulating even the smallest aerodynamic detail. This process takes years and thousands of virtual tests, because a small error in the design can put the entire plane at risk. Imagine that the designed pieces are defective or do not meet the standards. It would be a catastrophe. Not only engineers work on this, industrial designers seek maximum comfort for passengers, while electronics experts design the control systems that make the plane safe and easy to handle. All this work culminates in the design of the key parts: the wings, the fuselage, the navigation systems, and, of course, the engines. Each component, from the seats to the turbines, is planned with precision. This work results in the design of a plane, which will require more than 6 million pieces that will then be assembled in the factories. So, with the design ready, let's go to the factory and see how all the parts of the plane are manufactured. Step number 2. Manufacturing the main parts. With the design ready, the interesting part begins, transforming those plans into something real. The first big challenge is to manufacture the key parts: wings, fuselage, and engines. Let's start with the wings. Did you know that they are so big that they could cover more than 20 cargo trucks from one end to the other? They are made of aluminum alloys and carbon fiber, materials that combine strength and lightness. To manufacture them, giant hydraulic presses and precision machines are used that shape the pieces, ensuring that each section fits perfectly. All this must be done with millimeter precision, since the wings support the entire weight of the plane and the forces of flight. The fuselage is next. To make you understand, this is the body of the plane where the passengers will travel. It is divided into sections that must fit perfectly, because safety depends on it. To manufacture it, huge molds and precision robots are used that assemble the metal and composite parts with perfect alignment. Each section of the fuselage is carefully transported to the assembly line, and the welding and assembly process is of the highest precision. And, of course, the engines. Each one can generate more than 60,000 pounds of thrust, which is equivalent to the power of 50 high-performance sports cars. They are made with advanced materials, such as titanium alloys, which allow them to withstand the extreme temperatures they reach during flight, where the engines can reach temperatures of more than 1,000 degrees Celsius. To manufacture them, precision machines are used to forge the engine parts, which are then assembled in a rigorous assembly line. A single engine costs millions of dollars and has to pass rigorous resistance tests before being installed. Everything is manufactured with impressive precision, and once these huge pieces are ready, they are transported to the assembly factory, where they will be joined to form the plane. In the next step, we will see how these pieces are joined together to give life to a real plane. Let's go. Step number 3. Assembly and joining of the parts. Now, the most impressive thing begins. It is time to put together all those huge pieces that we have manufactured: the fuselage, the wings, the engines, and more. Imagine this: 26 giant cranes that lift and move tons of material through the factory. It is a colossal puzzle of high precision. The first thing will be to assemble the fuselage. The sections are placed with millimeter precision. If a piece does not fit, the entire plane could be compromised, so each joint must be perfect. This is not just assembling, it is making the entire body of the plane fit perfectly. Once the fuselage is in place, it is the turn of the wings. And the wings are enormous. They can measure up to 60 meters long, and their placement has to be impeccable. Everything is aligned with precision, using thousands of screws and bolts. It is a work of pure synchronization and skill. Now the engines. These engineering monsters are placed with great care, as each one can weigh tons. With special cranes, they are lifted and attached to the plane, ensuring that they are perfectly aligned and ready to operate. Each engine has to be exact because it is the heart of the plane. With everything in its place, the plane begins to take shape, but the most important thing is still missing: mounting the electrical systems that will make the plane functional. These systems are key for the plane to communicate with air controllers, control navigation, and ensure the safety of everyone on board. Let's see how they do it. Step number 4. Installation of systems and wiring. This is where the plane comes to life. Imagine a team of engineers working side by side, connecting more than 200,000 meters of cable. Each cable has a vital purpose, from the navigation systems to the flight controls, not forgetting the control screens and even the onboard entertainment. This work is manual, meticulous, and done with care. Engineers must ensure that each cable is in its correct place and well connected, as a single error could stop the entire process. Each system is tested and each component checked to ensure that everything works perfectly. While all these systems are being installed, the hydraulic systems are also being connected. Brakes, ailerons, and landing gear, crucial components for the maneuverability and safety of the plane. Once all the systems are working and connected correctly, the plane is ready to move forward. And now, let's move on to the next step, where the plane begins to look like the elegant giant it will be. The installation of the finishes and interiors is about to begin. Let's see it. Step number 5. Installation of interiors and finishes. The plane is already taking shape. Now it is time to install the interiors and ensure that everything is comfortable and functional for passengers and crew. A plane can have up to 500 seats, and each one is placed with precision. This process is manual, but with the help of specialized tools to ensure that each seat is correctly fixed in its place. Imagine the difference between first-class seats, with luxurious entertainment systems and more space, and economy-class seats, simpler but equally comfortable. Everything is installed meticulously so that passengers enjoy the trip, with each seat and each system correctly connected. It is a work of precision. Then, the luggage compartments are installed. A plane can carry up to 5,000 suitcases, and everything must be perfectly organized so that the suitcases remain safe during the flight. While this is happening, the air conditioning and pressurization systems are placed to maintain comfort on board. In addition, modern airplanes include touch screens, Wi-Fi, and onboard entertainment. Finally, the flight control systems are installed in the pilot's cabin, ensuring that the plane is fully operable. With the interiors and finishes ready, only the paint remains to give it the final touch. Let's go to the next step. Step number 6. Applying the paint. It's time to give it the final touch. With all the systems installed, the plane heads to the paint booth. First, the protective vinyl is removed, and a layer of primer is applied to prepare the surface. Then, giant paint machines come into action that cover the structure of the plane with precision. These machines not only apply the color, but also ensure a uniform and protected layer. After the primer, several layers of color are painted, each carefully applied to not only beautify the plane, but also protect it from atmospheric conditions and small impacts. This process can take hours, or even days, depending on the size of the plane and the details required. The workers are in charge of supervising and adjusting the machine to ensure that each layer of paint is perfectly applied. The most impressive thing is that a standard layer of paint can weigh up to 500 kilograms, and applying it correctly is fundamental so as not to affect the performance of the plane. If the paint is too thick, it could alter the weight of the plane and its efficiency in the air. It is important to emphasize that this process combines the work of the machines with manual work. The machines are in charge of applying the base and main layers of paint, while the finer details, such as the airline logos and other small details, are done manually. With the plane completely painted, the next step is to make sure that everything is ready to fly. Let's see it. Step number 7. Final tests and commissioning. Finally, the plane is ready to fly. But before it can be delivered to the airline, a final check is carried out to ensure that everything is in perfect condition. In this step, the technicians perform a thorough review. From the flight control systems to the electronic systems inside the cabin, everything is checked thoroughly. Every detail counts. Once everything has passed the review, the plane is ready to be transported to its final destination, where the airline will receive the aircraft. But before it soars through the skies, a test flight is carried out. This short flight is crucial to verify how all the systems behave in real conditions, from the power of the engines to the pressurization system. Imagine if these tests were not carried out before the plane is put into operation. It could cause the loss of lives and be a disaster for the industry. If the test flight is successful, the plane is ready to start its commercial service. The delivery is a delicate process because any small error could cost millions of dollars. And there you have it, the impressive journey of a plane from its design until it is ready to transport thousands of people across the skies. And all this is repeated for the next plane in the chain. The manufacture of planes is a continuous cycle. To finish, tell me, did you know everything that is involved in manufacturing a commercial plane? Do you feel more at ease knowing how it is manufactured? Leave your answer in the comments. And if this video has surprised you, do not forget to give it a like and subscribe to discover more about these fascinating manufacturing processes.